Alright, so welcome to the Distance Learning Start Here section of our Google Classroom. First, I want to go over the expectations and communication guidelines for this class. So we'll talk about some daily expectations that I have for you. As teachers, we are required right now to take daily attendance from you guys. This will be through the completion of your bell ringers. So you are already familiar with having bell ringers in this class, which is good. They're going to be in a little bit different of a format, and I'll show you guys the bell ringer for today, the first day in class, to get you guys familiar with that format. I'll go over and do that real quick. So it'll be the March 31st attendance bell ringer. You'll click on the form. It's a Google form this time instead of like a Google slide or a Google document. I'll have to edit this because this is no longer accurate. But you'll go ahead and put your first and last name, your class period from the drop-down menu. You tell me how you're feeling, how you slept, breakfast, some general how's your day going kind of questions, and then you'll get to the bell ringer questions. I will have a video here telling you guys what you guys need to review before you answer these questions, but essentially today's bell ringer will just be questions on the expectations and communication that we're going over right now and the netiquette file, just to make sure that you read them. They're all these answers can be found directly inside of those two documents, and then once you've answered them all, you'll just click submit. So this is what your bell ringers are going to look like from this point on. So the completion of your bell ringer assignments will count as your daily attendance. It's important that you complete these as soon as possible before the end of the week that they're assigned. If you can't complete them on the day that they are assigned, you may go back afterwards and complete them, and I can update attendance and SIS. However, we are still required to take daily attendance and SIS, and if you're not participating, we have to share a list of the students who aren't with administration so they can work with you guys and see what's going on to make sure that you have this capability of being able to work. So keep that in mind. I definitely want you to be logging in at least once per day, if possible. So, as I said, if you can't do it one day, go back and do it. Definitely do it, and I will update your attendance as I get them turned in. It'll notify me automatically by email when you turn them in late, but if you want to send me a message on Remind, just to make sure that I got it, or if you notice that I haven't changed the attendance by the end of the next day, or the day that it was turned in, then you can go ahead and send that to me. So each bell ringer is worth points. You're still getting grades, not just attendance for them, so it is worth doing, not only for attendance reasons. Each one is worth 5 points still, just like it was when we were in class. 25 points per full week. This week will be 20 points because there's only 4 days. Below is the bell schedule that administration has put in place to help you organize your time. This schedule will be flexible. It's just used as a guideline to give you guys some structure for those of you who will benefit from that. It is flexible. We know not everyone's going to be able to adhere to this schedule. We know you have parents and you have other siblings who you may be sharing devices with, or other scheduled activities throughout the day. So if you have something extenuating, a circumstance that's extenuating, please do reach out to me and let me know this so that I expect it. If there's a day where you're not going to be able to log in, let me know that. I will work with you. So yeah, this isn't strictly adhered to, but it is a basis for you guys to have some structure. Number 2, you should be checking for announcements on the Google Classroom stream, at least daily. Well, daily, because I'm going to post everything in the morning, but still. This is where I'm going to post any new information that you may need to know about our daily activities and assignments. I'll give updates for the day and go over bell ringer instructions as well. 3, you should be checking your student email account frequently. By frequently, I mean that you're responsible for checking it at least daily. I recommend checking it multiple times throughout the day, maybe once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and once in the evening, just to make sure that you get any communications from me or from Google Classroom that maybe you would miss if you didn't. Primarily what you're going to get in your email from me or from Google Classroom will be feedback on your assignments that you turn in. So occasionally I return an assignment to you with a comment telling you that something's missing or incorrect so that you can then correct and resubmit it. I have done that in the past in class for you guys, and some of you didn't check your emails, so you didn't get that notification. Google Classroom sends you an email every time that happens, so it's super important to check that at least daily. So it's also important to remember that you must only use your school district student email account to access the Google Classroom assignments and for communication with me and anyone else involved in the school district. You may not use personal email accounts to access assignments or to communicate with me about the class. I will not respond to requests unless they're from your school district account. If your parents need to get in contact with me, I will go over what they should do in the communication guidelines below, but I do have a Google Voice number that they can call, or they may use their personal emails to get in contact with me. You guys have my email that you can give to them. But those are the only personal accounts that I am authorized to respond to. Okay, so communication guidelines. Our first method of communication, and the one that matters the most, is going to be Google Classroom. Most of our communication will be through this Google Classroom. If you have questions about a specific assignment, please leave a comment on that assignment, and I'll respond as soon as possible. If you use one of the other methods like Remind, to try to get in contact and ask questions about a specific assignment, it's going to take me a lot longer to respond to you. I'm going to have to go out and I'm going to have to find that assignment, especially if it's about something that you submitted already. I'm going to have to go find the assignment, then I'm going to have to find the class that you're in, and then I have to find your submission, where if you leave me a comment, it's going to email me and I can just click open and it'll bring me right to your assignment. So this is going to be the most effective and quickest way to get answers about whatever questions you may have about a specific assignment. Also a note on private versus public comments. Private comments are best to use when the question is specific to your grade or feedback specific to your submission. So that means that if you want to ask me about why you got a specific grade on assignment or what you need to do to improve that grade, or something specific to your submission for an assignment or your grade on an assignment, that's when you should use your private comment. Use a public comment when you have a general question about the assignment that you think other students would benefit from seeing the answer to as well. So this is anything about the assignment as a whole and not your specific submission. So our second method of communication, and one that when it's not about a specific assignment, it will be the quickest way to get a hold of me and to get answers from me, is our Remind classroom, our Remind group. This is where you may communicate with me through text. This should be used for communication about the class that is not about a specific assignment. Remind can be accessed using the app on your phone or the website on a desktop or laptop computer. I do believe it's also available just through texting the Remind number for our class. You would have to go onto the Remind website and find out more about that. I'll be using Remind to send out announcements and reminders about assignments and due dates. You would probably get something from me at least every other day. I may also contact you directly if I leave a comment on your work that I want you to see in a timely manner, or if you're late to turn in any assignments. You can download the Remind app and join with the class code ACF666, or you can text @ACF @symbol ACF666 to the number 81010. This will also join you to our class. It will walk you through the steps that you need to follow. So our third forms of communication, because there's just two different forms that we may use. So the quickest way to get in contact with me again will be through Remind or Google Classroom. If you're still having trouble understanding something, or you're uncomfortable communicating through text, you may contact me by phone at my Google Voice number, 561-316-7143. Do not send text messages to this number. If you need to communicate through text, you should use Remind. I am available to take your calls during the times listed on the bell schedule above. I will try my best, though, to respond after these hours if possible. I stay up pretty late, so I've had some students texting me as late as 1 o'clock in the morning about assignments that they're turning in and questions that they have. And I do respond if I see it and I'm awake and I'm available to answer those questions. That's not always going to be the case. I'm not going to promise anything beyond my office hours, which will be during our bell schedule, which is up here at the top of the document. But just keep in mind, if it is late, you may still try to get in contact with me, and I may answer. If I don't answer, please leave a voicemail with your name, first and last, your class period, a return phone number, which is extremely important so that I can call you back, and a brief reason for your call. I'll return it as soon as I can, and we'll try to figure out whatever it is that we need to do. If you need me to go over an assignment in more detail, we may decide that a Google Meet session would be a more effective way. This would constitute us being able to talk to each other while I'm also showing you something on the screen. If you would like to request a Google Meet session, please send me a message through Remind and give me a brief reason of why you think that we need to meet and what you want to go over. We'll work together to schedule a time for this session. If you have any more questions regarding our communication methods or your daily expectations, please leave a comment on this material. If it's specific to you, go ahead and send me a message through the Remind app, and I will get back to you as quickly as possible. After this, I suggest that you go back over to your stream, and we want to click on the Netiquette assignment, and the Netiquette guidelines, and I will go over those for you. Alrighty.